What is up, guys? It's your girl, Madison Whitmore, back at it again, right? I am starting this series, which is basically resources for Black lives. The resources that I can give to my Black community personally, being a finance major, and just some things that have helped me to start to create financial freedom for myself. I think financial freedom looks very different for everyone. You know, everyone has different goals. I know for me personally, recently, I've just figured out specifically what I want to do financially, but also what I want to attain that fits my lifestyle. Those things are being able to have investments, being able to do stocks, buying a home, sell properties, invest in and out of stocks, mutual funds, things like that. I also want to be able to save and build up a travel fund so that I can travel any and whatever time I want to. I also want to be able to save so I can eventually have my own business and work for myself. I also want to be able to give when God unctioned to give, or have the funds to be able to give to organizations that I'm very familiar with, or even just people that I meet, or even just, you know, being a blessing to someone as well. And also just being able to feel okay. I don't like saying the word secure because I feel like that's God's job to make me feel secure, not money, not things of this world, but something that is also everlasting. But I know all of those goals look different for many people. So today I want to give you guys some tips and tricks on how to go about figuring out what you want your financial goals to be, but also give you some tips on how to budget and how to make it fun for yourself. I think a lot of times when we hear the word budget, it's like it sounds so restricting. It's like, budget, like I want to be able to spend when I want to spend, go where I want to go. But even in all of that, you still have to know where your money is going. Each piece of credit card, debit card, cash that you spend, you want to know where it went, because you want to be able to keep track so that if you're spending too much over here, you won't have enough over here. I'm also going to give you guys some tips and tricks to make budgeting fun, but also allowing you to live your life the way that you want it to. Budgeting is not to restrict you from how you want to live your life, but budgeting is a roadmap to show you how to do that for yourself. So I think the first thing that all of us need to do is to find a way to find budgeting enjoyable. So when you're like, I gotta go look at my budget, like, don't nobody want to say that. Like, no. Coming up with an awesome name for your budget is like the first thing that you should do to kind of energize yourself, get you going to be like, I'm finna go look at my fabulous shopping list living life. I don't know. So, you know, get well acquainted with this whole process. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be awesome. I'm gonna use some amazing markers and colors to just make life so much better. And we're gonna write my road map to freedom. And I love that because it's just basically a reminder that budgeting and tracking is not only just something I should be doing, but it's a roadmap to being able to live the free life that I want to live personally. All right, so now that you have an awesome title for your budget, let's really think about some goals that we have that we want to achieve in our lifetime. So the first type of goal that you're gonna wanna write down is something called short-term goals. So one of my favorite things that I like to do is I love labels. So Here is me putting some labels on.
I need to know, where do I go now? I need to know.
Before we get into actually writing down our short-term, midterm, long-term goals, I challenge you first to take about 5 to 10 minutes and set a timer to sit down and write down the goals that you want to achieve in your life. Okay, I know you didn't do it, but I know you're probably gonna watch the rest of the video. So if you didn't, after the video, do that 5 to 10 minute thing. I've already personally done this for myself over the weekend. So I know the things that I want to do in a span of whatever. So let's get into it.
All right, so the first category is going to be called short-term goals. This is going to pretty much, in turn, have your goals from 1 to 5 years. So in a span of 1 to 5 years, what are your financial goals? Now you want to be kind of specific with these as well. So maybe have a target number that you're trying to accomplish, whether that's pay off a $6,000 loan or pay off the rest of my car. You want to be specific. So with that, not only figure out the price or the total that you're wanting to pay off in that 1 to 5 years, but if you have a target date or if you can set one, try to figure out how much money you should save each month to be able to pay off that total amount, or how much money each week for those who want to be even more specific. Then we're going to talk about our midterm goals. Our midterm goals are going to kind of consist of things 5 to 10 years down the line. So in that 5 to 10 years, you can do the same thing. We're going to figure out how much it's going to be, what amount we're trying to pay off, and then also with that, we're going to get specific, weekly, daily, or monthly. And then the last goal is going to be your long-term goals. So these are more things that will accumulate over time. Maybe paying off your house in 10 plus years, maybe saving up your Roth accounts, your retirement savings accounts, or just more long-term investments that you feel will take longer than 10 years to get to. And that's okay. Trust me, 10 years will pass by. All right. I'm already about to be 23 years old, and I was 13 10 years ago. So just think about it. Now, after you have established all of your beautiful budget plans, I'm just going to give you guys an example of what I have so far. So for this one, this is just more in 1 to 5 years. I feel like I can be able to save up to buy a car. And then also per month or per week, I got specific and how much I'm going to need to be able to do that. And for me personally, I want to be able to do this in the next 6 months. Also with mid, there's another example there to just kind of give you an idea of what that goal could look like for you, more realistic. And then also long term, the same thing as well. So I hope this helps you guys a lot. If you have any other questions or need any more tips, let me know.
I believe all of the money that I get is God's money, and it's always going to be what He wants me to do with it. But even in that, the joy in all of that, He wants me to be able to live with a fruitful life. He wants me to be able to live a life where I can travel and bless His name, where I can buy a home, buy a car, pay off debt, give to people, invest, build businesses, build generational wealth. He wants me to do all of those things with His money. So I think, being able to find your why and being able to sit down and really assess the goals that you have will bring you to financial success. We're in this together. I'm in the beginning of this, and you're not alone. So if you ever feel like you want to reach out to me, or you have any questions or anything, or need encouragement even, let me know, because I'm going through this with you. So I love you guys. I hope this was helpful. Please let me know. Comment down below any other advice or tips that you may have. I will also link down below all of my socials and any books or anything that I've been reading recently. And yeah, love you guys.